Welcome to Infinite Mind Potential, where we unlock the secrets of the human spirit and forge the path to ultimate mastery. Meet Takeshi, a warrior whose blade was sharp enough to cut the wind, yet his soul remained dull and painfully empty. He possessed the technical perfection of a master, but inside, he felt a void that no victory could ever fill. Every battle won felt like a loss, pushing him to seek the legendary Ronin Kensei, a master of the mind. Rumors spoke of Kensei living atop the highest peak, where the air is thin and only the disciplined can survive. Takeshi climbed for days, leaving behind his comfort and his past, driven by a hunger for something more than skill. At the summit, the gates opened to reveal Kensei, a man who stood like a mountain, immovable and deeply serene. Takeshi bowed low, offering his life for wisdom. But Kensei knew that true learning requires unlearning everything he knew before. The master handed him a broom, not a blade, signaling that the path to greatness begins with the humblest tasks. Seasons changed as Takeshi worked, his pride slowly chipping away, preparing the empty vessel for the 10 disciplines of steel. Now, the real training begins, not of the body, but of the will. The first discipline is the morning battle. Discipline number 1, rise without negotiation. The battle begins before the sun rises, in the comfort of your warm bed. When the moment comes, you must move. There is no bargaining with the alarm, no 5 more minutes of sleep. You win the first victory of the day by defeating the voice that begs for comfort and choosing action instead. Kensei watched, knowing that if a man cannot command his own legs to stand, he cannot command a destiny. The cold floor is a reminder of reality. It shocks the senses and tells the mind that we are awake. This ritual is not about hygiene alone. It is a baptism of alertness, washing away the dreams of the night. He stands ready while the world still sleeps. This head start is the foundation upon which all other disciplines rest. The old Takeshi was a slave to his fatigue. The new Takeshi is the master of his energy and time. Master and student share the silence of the morning. To rise without negotiation is to respect the gift of life. Motion follows intent. Because he conquered the desire to sleep, his body now moves with a newfound sense of purpose. Sweat in the freezing morning is the trophy of the disciplined. It signifies that the internal engine is running hot. He realizes that control over the morning leads to control over the day, and eventually, control over his entire life. Discipline number 2, move without emotion. The dojo becomes a crucible where feelings are burned away to reveal pure action. Takeshi reacted with fear. His parry was sloppy because his mind was clouded by the shock of the sudden attack. Emotion is a heavy burden in combat. Fear makes you hesitate, and anger makes you reckless. Both lead to defeat. He must learn to separate the action from the feeling. The sword does not hate the target, it simply cuts. When the attack comes, Takeshi observes it as data. Speed, angle, and force are calculated without the interference of panic. He moves like water flowing around a rock. There is no anger in his defense, only the precision of physics. Precision requires a cool head. By removing emotion, Takeshi achieves a level of accuracy that was previously impossible for him. To move without emotion is not to be a robot, but to be a master of the chaos swirling inside you. Like a cliff facing the storm, the disciplined mind acknowledges the waves of emotion, but refuses to be eroded by them. The training extends beyond the fight. He learns to regulate his physiology, calming his heart with the power of thought. He accepts the world as it is. Joy and sorrow are clouds passing through the vast, empty sky of his mind. He sees a stranger in the mirror. The boy who reacted to every impulse is gone, replaced by a stoic man. Discipline number 3, train when you don't want to. The true test of character happens when motivation has completely vanished. It is easy to train when the sun shines and you feel strong. It is heroic to train when you suffer. The mud drags him down, his muscles scream for rest, and his mind begs him to stop and seek shelter. But he rises. He learns that the voice saying, "I can't," is a liar designed to keep him in mediocrity. Discipline is not doing what you love. It is doing what you hate but doing it like you love it. He pushes past the limit of what he thought possible. The pain becomes a signal that he is expanding his potential. With a primal roar, he shatters his mental barriers. He is no longer training his body. He is forging his will. The storm passes, as all storms do. What remains is the pride of knowing he did not quit when it mattered. He understands now that consistency is the key. One day of missed training is a crack in the dam of discipline. The lazy boy is dead. He has been replaced by a man who treats his commitments as sacred vows to himself. They walk back in silence. Takeshi knows he can trust himself now, that he has proven he can weather any storm. Discipline number 4. Eliminate the unnecessary. To find clarity, one must remove the clutter that distracts the mind and spirit. He realizes that his possessions were possessing him. The silk robes were chains of vanity that weighed down his true self. The wine offered false comfort. By destroying it, he declares that he needs no crutch to face the reality of life. In the empty room, there is nowhere to hide. Minimalism forces him to confront his own thoughts without distraction. He feels lighter. The external emptiness creates an internal space where focus and creativity can finally begin to flourish. The master approves. A warrior needs speed and adaptability. Heavy baggage only slows down the journey to enlightenment. He simplifies his diet, his words, and his desires. He learns to find richness in the simplest of things. By eliminating the noise of the world, he can finally hear the subtle whispers of his own intuition and instinct. His mind was once a tangled mess of worries. Now it is a straight line, sharp and directed towards his purpose. He moves through the world without friction. Eliminating the unnecessary has made him efficient, lethal, and profoundly peaceful. Discipline number 5. Sit with the pain. Do not run from discomfort. Instead, invite it in and listen to its lesson. The instinct is to flee, to seek safety. But Kensei teaches that growth only happens at the threshold of tolerance. Pain is information. It tells you where you are weak. By sitting with it, you acknowledge reality without suffering from it. He stops fighting the water. He accepts the cold. In that acceptance, the suffering transforms into a deep, quiet endurance. He learns that pain is temporary. It rises and falls like a wave. If you remain still, it passes through you. A sting, a cramp, a heartache. He treats them all as sensations to be observed, not emergencies to be solved. He confronts emotional pain too. He sits with his regrets until they lose their power to hurt him anymore. He emerges not broken, but hardened. He has made friends with pain, and thus he has nothing left to fear. Only those who have known the bitter cold can truly appreciate the warmth of the sun. Balance is restored. Discipline number 6. Guard your focus like a fortress. The world will try to breach your walls with constant distraction. At first, he fails. His mind chases every sound, every movement. He is a slave to his environment. To see the target, he must stop looking with his eyes and start seeing with his mind. Focus comes from within. He builds a wall around his attention. Inside the fortress, there is silence. Outside, the chaos rages irrelevant. Explosions at his feet matter less than the breath in his lungs. He has achieved a state of absolute singular focus. The arrow flies true because the mind was true. When focus is guarded, success becomes an inevitable consequence of action. He does not celebrate the hit. He celebrates the focus that created it. The outcome is secondary to the process. This focus applies to everything. Whether fighting or writing, he pours his entire being into the present moment. Even mistakes are handled with focus. He adapts instantly, turning an error into art through sheer presence of mind. Discipline number 7. Live without needing approval. The town is full of voices, some praising, some mocking his new path. They laugh at his rags, but he does not hear them. He knows his value is not woven into his clothes. Praise is as dangerous as insults. Both are external judgments. To need one is to be vulnerable to the other. He acts because it is right, not to be seen as good. His moral compass is internal, not social. He has built a sanctuary within himself. The opinions of the sheep do not concern the lion walking his path. To live without approval is ultimate freedom. You are no longer a puppet pulled by the strings of others' expectations. He accepts himself completely. When you validate yourself, the world's validation becomes just noise in the background. He chooses his mission over popularity. The lonely road of discipline is often the only road to greatness. Discipline number 8. Control all things. From the food he eats to the words he speaks, nothing is accidental. Chaos in the environment breeds chaos in the mind. He controls his surroundings to maintain a pristine state of order. He speaks only when necessary. Words are energy. He refuses to waste them on gossip, complaints, or idle chatter. He controls his physiology. Breath is the remote control of the nervous system, and he has mastered its buttons. Sleep is not a luxury. It is a strategic recovery. He controls his rest with the same discipline as his training. He is the gatekeeper of his body. Nothing enters without his permission. He treats his body like a sacred temple. Total control means you are never a victim of circumstance. You choose your response in every single situation. Control is not just strength, it is gentleness. He holds power in his hands, but chooses to use it for protection. Discipline number 9. Accept death daily. Memento mori. Remember that you must die, and let that truth liberate you. Most men run from the idea of death. Takeshi invites it to sit with him. It strips away all trivial worries. Everything is temporary. Knowing this, he wastes no time. He lives with urgency, hugging his loved ones tighter. He trains as if today is his last. There is no tomorrow to correct mistakes. There is only now. He goes to sleep ready to leave this world. When he wakes, he views the new day as a bonus life. Life is beautiful because it ends. The warrior accepts his mortality, making him fearless in the face of danger. Fear of death is the root of all slavery. By accepting it, Takeshi breaks the final chain holding him back. He is ready to die, which, paradoxically, makes him ready to truly live. He is fully alive in every breath. Discipline number 10. Hold the line, no matter what. The ultimate test of integrity when the world collapses around you. He is told to stand guard. The cold is lethal. The wind howls like demons. But he has his orders. His body screams for warmth. His mind invents excuses to leave his post. But he holds the line. Chaos erupts, but the disciplined man remains the anchor. He is the immovable object in a world of unstoppable forces. The mind plays tricks when pushed to the brink. He recognizes the temptation to quit and crushes it with resolve. Even beasts recognize the aura of a man who will not yield. He protects his boundary with ferocious intensity. The sun rises on a survivor. He did not compromise. He did not negotiate. He held the line until the end. He falls, not from weakness, but because he gave everything he had. Kensei catches him. The student is now a master. He wakes up, reborn. The 10 disciplines have burned away the boy and forged a warrior of steel and spirit. He dons his armor not as a costume, but as a uniform of his duty to himself and the world. The sword is no longer just a weapon. It is an extension of his disciplined will. He is whole. The master bows. There is nothing left to teach. Takeshi has become the embodiment of the infinite mind potential. He leaves the mountain, but he carries the mountain within him. The disciplines are now etched into his very DNA. He returns to the world not to conquer lands, but to conquer himself and serve others with his strength. His journey continues, a path with no end. For discipline is not a destination, but a way of life. Rise, move, train, eliminate, endure, focus, ignore approval, control, accept death, hold the line. These are your weapons. Like Takeshi, you have the potential for greatness, but it demands a price that only the disciplined are willing to pay. Look in the mirror. Are you the master of your fate or a slave to your impulses? The choice is yours. Let these 10 disciplines be the fuel for your fire. Burn bright, burn hot, and never let the world extinguish you. The path is open. The teacher is within you. Will you take the first step, or will you remain asleep? Walk with purpose. Live with honor. Die with no regrets. This is the way of the warrior. This is your way. Thank you for watching Infinite Mind Potential. Subscribe now to join our journey of discipline, strength, and the endless pursuit of wisdom. Remember, the potential of your mind is infinite. Go forth and conquer your day. Until next time, stay disciplined. Just as steel is forged in fire, your character is forged in the heat of your daily struggles and choices. The cycle continues. True mastery is not just achieving greatness, but passing the torch of wisdom to the next generation. Find your stillness in a world of motion. In that silence, you will find the answers that noise can never give. Even when no one is watching, the disciplined man performs at his best. Integrity is doing right when alone. Time flows like a river, never to return. Use every drop of it wisely. Do not waste a single moment. Strength is not for oppression, but for service. The stronger you become, the more you must lift others up. Discipline does not mean killing your joy. It means protecting it so you can share it with those who matter. We honor our teachers by surpassing them. The greatest tribute to a master is to take their lessons further. The universe is vast, and we are dust. But we are dust that can dream, strive, and achieve the impossible. Be like bamboo, flexible in the wind, but rooted deeply in the earth. Unbreakable, because you know how to bend. Rituals ground us. They remind us that life is a ceremony, deserving of our full attention and deepest respect. Maintain your tools, your body, and your mind. Neglect leads to rust, and rust leads to inevitable failure. Do not hide your scars. They are the map of your journey, proof that you fought and survived to tell the tale. You reap what you sow. Discipline is the seed, and a life of freedom and power is the golden harvest. Listen more than you speak. The world is constantly telling you what you need to know, if you only listen. Bridge the gap between who you are and who you want to be. The only way across is through daily action. Clarity comes when the mind is still. Muddy water becomes clear if you leave it alone. So does the mind. Chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, chop wood. After enlightenment, chop wood. The work never ends, only your attitude changes. Even the smallest creature teaches us persistence. Little by little, the ant moves the mountain. So can you. Seek shelter when you must, but never out of fear. Rest to recharge, not to escape the work that awaits. Be the light in the dark. When the world is consumed by chaos, let your discipline be the beacon of hope. Never forget where you came from. The mountain shaped you, but you must now shape the world below. Empower others. True power is not hoarding strength, but giving it away so that everyone can stand on their own feet. Document your path. Your struggles and victories are lessons not just for you, but for those who follow your footsteps. Every sunrise is a new invitation to excellence. Do not reject the invitation. Rise and meet it with open arms. Cast away your doubts like a stone. They are heavy and useless. Travel light, travel fast, travel with conviction. The wind cannot move the mountain. Be the mountain. Let the winds of change blow, but remain rooted in your truth. The master is gone, but his spirit lives in every disciplined action Takeshi takes. You are the legacy of your choices. This is the end of our story, but the beginning of yours. Infinite mind potential. Unlock it. Live it.